In our world, women wear many hats. Whether she's our sister, auntie and mothers, or godmother, she tends to go out of her way to make everyone okay. But who checks on her? Lifetree Women Care Clinic believes in addressing all of women's health issues and preventative care issues to keep you going. Our state-of-the-art facility that can directly address all of a woman's health concerns. The caring staff of the Lifetree is waiting to serve you. Our director says it like this.
My goal is to meet every woman, one woman at a time, right where she is, and let her tell me what she needs so that we can work together to meet those needs.
Every woman deserves the best treatment, no matter what. We promise to treat the whole woman at the Lifetree Women's Care Clinic. Schedule your appointment today.
Isn't that the place to start?
Faith is often misunderstood. For many, they've used it as a band-aid to deal with personal and emotional problems. Although it is a wonderful option for many of our problems, it is not the exclusive answer to all of our problems. Join mentor, licensed therapist and coach Sandy for an experience that will transform your life mentally, emotionally, and physically. Join us for Not Your Mama's Spirituality with therapist Sandy Durham.
Hi everyone, Sandy Durham here, and this is another episode of Not Your Mama's Spirituality. Thank you so much for joining. You could be doing anything right now, but you're here with us. And as you know, we talk about spirituality and what it means to you on an individual level. And I bring guests on the show that speak to that in various ways, various professions, various giftings. And this guest does not fall short of that at all. So I'd love for you all to welcome my special guest, Mr. Cashmeir.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yeah, how you doing today?
Doing good. Just a little shook up, but you know, we here.
All right,
sure,
that's good jitters, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you're amongst families. It's a safe space, and we have our lovely studio audience here with us, so it's going to be a great time.
Definitely.
But more importantly, I'd love to introduce to the world who you are. So, Cashmeir, who are you, sir?
Hey, I feel like I'm a philosopher at times, but I'm an individual that practice natural everything. I'm an individual that likes to get to the core of who he is. Mm-hmm. I like to get to the core of questioning, like, society about, why is it this way? Why is it that way?
Right.
Why you can't wear your hair this way? Why you can't wear your hair that way?
Right.
Which the true essence of our nature is our hair.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back into time. So that's who I am. I'm just here to stereotypes, to knock it all down. That's all.
Oh, that's what's up.
Definitely,
Changing the game. Realigning, how people once believed things should be, and then introducing them to something a little more authentic, if you will. Very cool. So you call yourself a philosopher. When did you start your journey,
I started my journey probably in 2013. I used to just taking it back.
Mm-hmm.
Used to have complications with my knees, shoulders, working out, very active individual.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the doctor, frequently trying to figure out, what's wrong, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
To cut it short, doctors couldn't figure it out. They'll just tell you, hey, you're young, this and that. So,
right.
I had a spiritual baptism that came upon me.
Okay.
So I woke up one day and God brought it to me that, hey, I put everything on this earth for you to eat. So why are you even being prescribed medicine, or why are you even doing this when everything that you need is already here in the universe for you to use? So that's why I came up with my product.
Absolutely.
Everything in my product represents us, represents the true essence of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
But in the mix of that, representing how you rock your crown, and how you wear it, and how you represent it, and how good you look.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't got that same style. You're one of a kind. So just like me, everybody in the audience, one of a kind individual. So
absolutely.
However you rock and however you present yourself to the masses, that's just what we that's just what we respect.
Absolutely.
So, but like I say, the ingredients that I have for here is natural stuff that where, like I say, back in the ancient days, you didn't have hospitals, you didn't have clinics, you didn't have all this other stuff. Like I said,
right.
You go to the bush and get whatever you need. My grandma had a garden when I was a little youngin.
Okay.
So what happened?
Is that where she went for her medicine? On the herbs of the earth?
Well, I mean, you can't say that because the remedies back then was simple.
Right.
Everything was, get it out the yard, get it out the bush, or, go wrap a banana around your stomach or something like that.
Wow.
You feel me? So
I haven't heard that one, but I hear you.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But
Absolutely, yeah, I definitely remember growing up having the aloe plant. That was something that was very healing, and I still utilize it today on my kids, so that is something that speaks to me just kind of on a personal level. But you're speaking a lot of truth here. Definitely. Just encouraging people to, be mindful of what they're putting in their bodies, things they're exposing themselves to, and challenging themselves to look at a more holistic, natural approach. And yes, y'all, he has a lovely product here, which we're going to get into right here. But definitely, I think it's important to understand what's motivating, the vision, the passion. And it sounds like at a core level, this speaks to you. This is, it's manifested right here in a product for your crown, as you put it. But it sounds like it resonates with you on a more deeper level.
Yes, because like I said, once you transition over to everything natural, you start seeing things. You start being awake to everything that's around you. You start seeing and like I say, questioning everything and standing up for yourself, asking well, why was I born into this?
Okay.
Or why is this like this and nobody ever questioned it? Or why do I feel like I'm at the bottom of everybody in society? Why do I feel like that? So like I say, nutrition is the prescription, was the first for me, because once you clear your mind, once you clear out everything that's in your system that they give you to make you ill, because you was brought into this world to figure out what a purpose is, what your purpose is. Absolutely. Y'all may not know what your purpose is, because guess what? On an everyday basis, you might eat unhealthy, we go through depression, we go through a plethora of things that always hitting you and beating you in your chest, because like I say, this world wasn't meant for you to win. That's why you got to find it. You got to seek the knowledge in order to win, which, like I said, once you start from the ground and you build it up, because if you look at your thumb, look at your thumb.
Okay.
You are a tree. I tell everybody, our hair grows up to the vitamin D, and it grows down because your hair is really your transmitters to the earth.
Okay.
So it's a reason why our hair can get longer. We get wisdom. When you look at a brethren or whatever, you be like, man, he got a lot of wisdom. I don't care if he's from North Korea. I don't care if he's from Jamaica. I don't care if he's from Haiti, Black American, whatever. When you look at an elder that has long hair, and you automatically think man, he got something that I may need to know.
Absolutely.
You feel me? And then, like I say, majority of the elders that I converse with always result everything back in the natural state, because, like I say, in order for you to operate right, in order for you to think right, in order for your body to be moving the way it's supposed to be, you got to eat what God gave. God gave this, so why we eating chips? Why we eating and butchering?
Just processed things.
Processed things
that have been tampered with and not.
And like I say, your organ is the biggest part of your body. So if you know your organ and your skin is the biggest part of your body, and your pores are being open, obviously, when you go in a hot environment, because that's when you detox. Absolutely. Your pores is open. Why are you not feeding it the same stuff that you're supposed to be eating?
That's deep. And I think a lot of that, for some that are watching, and even in our audience, I don't know if it'll resonate on a personal level, but we all endeavor to be well. We all endeavor to find things, that's why we go to the doctors, reach out to professionals, identify different things that are going to help us be in more alignment. And, what you're saying here today, Cashmeir, is not only just the spiritual alignment, but you need to reconnect to all things are natural and things that have been provided for you. But I want to sidestep just a little bit. So speaking of natural and roots, are you locally from here? Where are your roots?
Oh, yeah. So, I'm definitely locally from here. I done stayed on every side of town to Jacksonville. So, I don't, rep a side or nothing like that. I'm just born and raised here.
Right.
I seek a lot of knowledge every day by day, because I wake up and ask myself, what am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing? And my answer to that is making sure my grandkids and the offsprings behind me have something to where they you know what? Your grandfather thought about you. And that's to me, that's a sense of accomplishment.
Purpose
because I thought about somebody that's probably not here yet, because I know how powerful my seed is.
Right, your
My
legacy.
seed is, my legacy is my seed, because I am the light that's seeking the darkness, which is the woman. So when you have the woman and I shed the light to you, that's when you make the God's creation. That's why they say ancestors. The ancestors is you. There's a lot of ancestors in here right now.
Absolutely.
They just ain't transitioned over yet.
Okay.
So the people that's even behind them is looking up to them to be like, oh no, my peoples did this, so we're gonna do this.
Wow.
But in the mix of that, our generations always wasn't fed the right things. We always fed the lie.
Okay, I hear you.
But it takes for you to keep seeking that knowledge in order for you to read them books, to practice what you preach. What you do behind closed doors is what presented right here. That's why y'all see my mind frame first before you see my image. Because when I talk with passion. Absolutely. And that's why you see this stuff right here, because I want everybody to get into the natural. When you look at people in different countries and stuff like that, their main source of food is not burgers and this and that.
Right.
They go to the livestock. Chinese people, it can be Cubans, it can be Russians, it can be
different
whoever.
Cultures,
different cultures. They source is the plants and stuff and the trees. It's like a lot of island folk. We just got to get back to that in order for us to heal our bodies. So healing is a big process too, meditation and all that.
Absolutely. You know, I know a little bit about that. You know, as a mental health professional, I definitely, what you're saying resonates, because I definitely, when I meet someone who they're not in alignment, whether it be mentally, emotional, spiritual, definitely having them, I call it finding their feet. And it's through things like grounding and meditation, but also just an awareness of what's going on. What are you exposing yourself to? Could it be toxic?
Definitely.
How can we talk about not exposing yourself to that? And that
runs with what you watch.
Yes, absolutely. What you
who you
feed
associate yourself with.
Yeah.
And like I say, what you just ingest in yourself on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
Because I can have you, and you know, I might be mentoring you or something like that, but something might be wrong with you with whoever else behind you, and then you get all the negative energy. And when you pour it on me, now I'm charged up with the negative energy. That's why positive vibrations 24/7. When we all change our mind frame and get positive vibrations, then guess what? We all will be uplifted, because we all trying to seek the light.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we all got to do it our own. We can't look to nobody else in order to see and tell them, hey, the light over here, so you go run over here. No.
Self. Radiates from inside out.
Yeah, self.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I hear that, and that's very positive, and I definitely encourage that. I promote that as well, because, you know, there's so much going on in this world that we can't control, that's so heavy. You know, the world just got through, you know, a pandemic, and things, you know, are trickling down from that. I mean, some would say we're still in that space, but identifying what's going on with you on an individual level first, and then figuring out a way to navigate in this world, and like you said, contribute to the light and decrease the darkness. And that's powerful. So definitely, I think that gives a little bit of insight as to the foundation. I'm sure everybody's wondering, so out of all this positivity, this education, this journey, a hair care line, I mean, how did that specifically, you know, how was that birthed in you?
I mean, like I said, I went through a spiritual baptism before I had twisted locks. So I basically had hair my whole life. So I just went through that phase of just having hair, and then not really understanding how powerful our hair is. So like I say, Samson in the Bible, if his hair was that powerful, then what did that say about us? When they say his hair made of wool, look at yourselves. What your hair made out of? You got to put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? When you read in the Bible, you have to put two and two together, because some of the similarities looks just like you. Some of the analogies in the Bible looks just like you. But we wasn't fed that.
To see that part of
so it takes for you to just actually wake up and understand what you're reading, understand what you're reading, and then watch society to where you can see, like, all right, back up. Let me be an observer. Let me see what's wrong with what's going on. And let me write down and take notes and see, like, why this happening over here? Why are we doing this, or why this and that? But we not focused on the main goal, to where it's like coming together as one. Because when we come together as one, then guess what? Nobody can stop us.
Absolutely.
And that's where that lion come in at. That whole lion look, like I say, you look like a lioness, I look like a lion. We supposed to portray the same traits, just like animals, because we are animals.
Homo sapiens is our scientific name.
So
absolutely.
But it's a lot of knowledge behind my product. Like I say, it turned out to be hair products because I went through my phase to where I freeform. So freeforming is when you let your hair lock on its own. So in the process of that, I went through certain, I guess, depression, this and that, blah, 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 because I see how society treated me, and they didn't even really know who I was as an individual.
Right.
So just going through that, that phase of, growing with your hair and understanding how powerful it is. And like I told you before, you can check the references to Avatar. When you look at the movie Avatar, you can see the same things that they're doing in the movie is the same thing that we probably used to do, because they put subliminal messages and certain stuff that we watch.
Yeah.
So the hair of the Avatar actually engaged of the horse that was actually on the movie, and that was the power to get the horse to get up and start going to where he wanted it to go.
Right.
So just off of that analogy alone, that should tell you how powerful it is. Just like I said, I'm gonna go back to Samson, because if his hair was powerful, and then if Denali cut his hair off and then he lost all his strength, then guess what? That just tells me I have to watch out for any woman that's trying to I have to watch out for any woman that's that's not for my good. Because like I said, this run deep. So if you can't understand this and you can't understand me in this trimester, then guess what? You'll never understand the real me if you can't get past this.
Absolutely. So, and that definitely speaks to who you have in your space, and who is, I would say, taking energy, or who you're giving energy to. And with my clients, and we talk about spiritual wellness and wholeness, we absolutely talk about the support system. How are you connecting? What's the quality of your connection? Is it someone who's going to help you move forward in your journey? Or is this a season where you may have to set some healthy boundaries and disconnect, and really, find people you can connect to that can help you move forward in your purpose, your passions, your visions, and things of this nature. So, and I appreciate you sharing that you went through a season where you experienced symptoms of depression and some challenges, because it is difficult just kind of sitting with different things in the world. And it sounds like you're like, man, I don't feel like I fit in, and things aren't making sense. So I have to make it make sense.
Yeah, the biggest thing is reflection.
Okay.
So, like I say, we all is one. We all connected some type of way. So when I look at you, I look at reflection. So if I love myself, I love you. You ain't even got to tell me that, because it's a code we supposed to follow.
Okay.
Everybody else follows a code but us, but I know the code, and I'm here to set that example for what that code should be. I respect my elders. I respect all my women. And like I say, I'm here to give knowledge to all my bridgers, just so they can be on the same path and figure out what they need to do, just so we can better the future for people that comes behind us. Because at a certain point, who gonna stop talking? We need to put work and action behind whatever we talk about. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely, put it into motion. Very
definitely
cool. That's awesome. You're endeavoring to be a light. And now I've heard you throw out some terms here. With this show, I think we have a myriad of audience members, people who practice different faiths and different walks. Would you say spiritually you identify with a specific kind of religious or spiritual background, or your journey is unique specifically to you and where you're at?
Yeah, like I say, I can't really call it nothing. Like you say, I feel like, we in this building right now.
Right.
So in my own words, I feel like religion touches the ceiling. Spirituality is unlimited. It's infinity. So like I said, we was all fed a lie. So that lie only stood to the roof. We are outside individuals. That's why we relate to water-based foods that grow in the earth. That's why you can see they can put asphalt anywhere and grass still grow through the cracks. Because you know why? That's how powerful it is, because we represent that. Everything that we done been through, we represent that rose that grew through that concrete. But we don't realize it yet. So that's why it takes for an individual like me to just bring it to the forefront, so we can be like, listen, this is who we is, this is what we supposed to be, so let's get to work. And we don't need nobody else telling us, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because we don't have to seek them, we can seek ourselves.
Absolutely.
So,
starting from within. And that's very powerful. I say, how you explain empowerment, loving self is very poetic. But it definitely speaks to that self-love piece and honoring things that are naturally, within you. And, that's another reason why I really like this product that you have here. And I'd love to, to share a whole lot, with our audience and those who are watching at home. What exactly are we looking at? What specific things have you created here to help?
Okay, so the first batch. Okay, so my logo is, like I say, she said we are representing the crowns right now because it's more from where this came from. Like I say, I make sure I put out knowledge. Like I say, this is just the forefront of it. This is just something to just get your attention. But we are really over here making sure our young kings and our young queens understand who they is. So when they get at a certain age, they already at a maturity level to where they already know they don't go.
Okay.
Because if you at a young age, it's endless amount of stuff that you can be taught, and you can. It's kids out here that know 5 different languages.
Absolutely.
Why I don't know but one language. That's why I come back to the whys. I want to be able to converse with my peoples that's way over there in Africa. I want to be able to speak Swahili to Africa. I want to be able to speak Pale Creole Haitian with the Haitians. I want to be able to speak to everybody. I want to be able to speak to the individuals that's meddling, that's Japanese, that speak Mandarin.
Right.
Because guess what? We all go through the same thing.
Absolutely.
We all can feel what's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just on a human level. And that's something that I promote to my clients here. Being respected and communicating on a human level. And there are so many things that we have in common, more so than our differences. So just based upon that response, just wanting to feel connected no matter where, you're meeting people, this product is for everyone.
Definitely is for everyone. Like I say, natural, everything, do not harm you. Some people say like, I hear people say like, when they go to the doctor and they got diabetes, I can't eat fruit. I laugh at it because it's like, why you can't eat fruit? Because fruit got sugar in it, but you eating the wrong fruits. You got to understand what's conventional and what's organic.
Right.
Like you said, you could put 2 apples on this table. You could have one from Walmart and one that's organic. The one that molds first, that's the one that's live, that should be in your body. The one that just sit there on that counter and just sit in the Walmart and Publix all day shining up and ain't no flies getting into it. Why you eating that? I don't want to eat nothing that flies don't want.
Pretty, but how you describe it sounds dangerous. I want the.
Yeah, but it still goes back to the stuff that's in here.
Absolutely.
Okay. And like I say, this version that I put out, this is just essential oils and extracts and stuff like that. Next, I'm gonna go in depth to like a peach honey. Women with you guys use like a fritz, I think the spritz to get your edges. So I'm thinking of something like honey, like using natural stuff, honey to compress all that. Instead of using chemicals and stuff like that. So
very cool.
My message is use nature to your advantage. Use nature to your advantage, because you will never know what God put on this earth that you can heal yourself from.
Absolutely.
Because like I say, I done been there and I'm a living testimony. Because when the doctor told me, hey, you young and this and that made me question myself, like, why am I even getting approval of another man to tell me how he know that he can't feel what I feel? You feel me? That's why I said it woke me up. God said, man, Google fruits and veggies that you can eat to heal your body, because pharmaceuticals ain't where it's at.
I hear you.
So,
and for those folks who are under medical supervision and have been prescribed things, I definitely think not to knock where you are in your journey and the decision you made to include that in your care. This is just a different perspective of, hey, there are other options. And that's one thing I emphasize with my clients. You have options, and when you get to a place where you don't feel like you have options, you feel stuck, you feel like there is no one here to help you, and you feel like there is no light. Like one of the common symptoms or diagnosis is depression with anxiety, and one of the components of depression is hopelessness. And so when you don't realize you have options and there is a way out, and there are people out here who genuinely and authentically want to support you and help you find your feet again, find your core, find your wellness, it does seem kind of dark. So it's so awesome to hear that through this product you're not only empowering, putting healthy and enriching things in your body, but the message behind it is powerful. I'm curious, with the name as well, the Cashmeir Congo, does that have special meaning?
So I created, like I said, I manifested this years and years ago. As an entrepreneur, you go through trials and tribulations. I went through several artists just to put the image that I had in my brain that God gave me, to put it right here before you guys that you see on this bottle. It was the exact image in my head that those dreams that they tell y'all is not true is the dreams that's really true. That's when you really is awoke. Okay. Right now we all sleep right now. But when you go to sleep and you have those vivid dreams and you really feel it, you somewhere else that you don't even know that your spirit going to, and then coming back at you when you wake up.
Oh snap!
So but the it's not a bunny, it's a hare. It's more athletic. So let's get that, because a lot of people say bunny, but it's a hare. So a hare is more athletic, which it represents me.
Okay.
And then I put the hair on it, the locks.
Okay.
Of course.
Hair
and then
on the hair. I love that, guys.
So the Cashmeir represents the soft side, and Congo represents the hard side. So Congo is Congoed up like a lion.
All right now.
So Cashmeir, of course, is my name, but spelled a different way. But like I say, it just represents the soft side of us. The Congo side of us is, grandma tell you, hey, you better go clean up that room before I have to get that switch from outside.
I know about the switch. I know about the switch.
So, but
tough love, the things that are needed also to balance, if you will. Very cool.
I was finna say, like, getting back to that, like, I wanna make sure people hear this. Whatever you have in your mind, please put it out there to where we can see it, because the vision that God gave you, you can only see that. Nobody else can see that. This before you is what God gave me. I didn't know how I was gonna put this out. I just put it out, and it just happened. And it takes reading, it takes sitting down, cutting out all the distractions. It takes meditating, going in your space to where you can elevate yourself to where you're like, all right, I'm calm from all the distractions, all the stress from work, because we still deal with that. Just so you can create your side hustle 5 to 9 versus from 9 to 5 when you at work. Now. So you always got to hustle off the clock, just so, like I say, I'm always say it's the offsprings. I don't have no kids, but everything that I'm doing right now, I'm passionate because they gon' appreciate what I got going on now that I done led the way, just like the all the riches, the Walmarts, the Publicis and stuff like that. I feel like when we all circulate that $100 bill within us, don't let it go out that door. Because guess what? You got kids that we need to feed too.
Absolutely. Yes, we
You got kids that need their crown washed too. We need stuff that's in high demand in order for us to take over what we should have been doing. Take back over our communities and stuff like that. And like I say, this is just the beginning, because it's going to go viral. We're going to touch the bases of everybody just so we can achieve that goal here in America. So
absolutely. And I know some of you watching, Cashmeir is using some wonderful language of inclusion and unity, and he's specifically using the word we and us and our generation. Now, are you talking about the human generation, or are you talking about us, the people of color?
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. My people's, everybody that's a reflection of me.
Just, for those who are watching who may not understand the passion behind that, because we represent the African American culture, that is something that is very much so something we hold close, empowering those who look like us, seeking representation out there in the community. That's why the whole hoopla about, the Little Mermaid who adorns, African American skin and this talent. And it's beautiful to see that. And it's encouraging and, empowering for the generations to come, right? And that's definitely from another space that you're speaking of, not to exclude anyone, but to include. Okay.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. Very cool. So with that being said, how can people purchase your product, get in contact with you?
Okay, so I have a website, www.cashmeircongo.com, and that's with the K, because the K is meant for that Kemet, the African pride. And my IG is Cashmeir Congo as well, together with the K's. And you can, if you want to email me, I have an email, support@cashmeircongo.com. Whatever questions, I'm trying to make it to where, anybody can come at me, because I feel like I'm a therapist, to be honest with you, because I've been through so many experiences to where I feel like I can speak from the platform that I'm at right now, and I'm still growing. Like I say, if you look at your thumb, you cut that tree down, and that tree stump, you got the same DNA as that tree. And trees grow silent, so you'll never hear me say nothing about this, because it's all going to be produced, because we taking it to the community, and the kids going to be the ones that's vouching for it. And that's going to make the mothers vouch for it, grandma going to vouch for it, granddaddy going to vouch for it, auntie, everybody, because guess what? That dollar it's not leaving the circle. If it's $1 from here, it's not leaving that circle. Got to be the example.
I love the vision, absolutely. And if you all want to support Cashmeir in his vision, please reach out to him at his, contacts that he provided. And of course, with Sandy, you can find me www.sandydurham-lmhc.com. Thank you guys for joining us. Bye.
Are you looking for a state-of-the-art facility to have your latest conference or retirement party? Do you need a space that can accommodate small or medium-sized events? The HC Multicultural Center is the perfect place if you need to accommodate 20 to 150 people for an intimate celebration. Our facility has a cafe with a beautiful lobby with robust parking. We have a 15-foot LED wall and a digital sound system to accommodate for live recordings, not forgetting our sophisticated live stream 4K and 6K camera setup. If you need to accommodate 100 plus people for a large meeting, it is the perfect place for your multicultural event with a friendly staff waiting to serve your needs. When you want it done with class, do it with the HC Multicultural Center.
Are you in the market to buy new appliances? Or to buy new furniture or a computer, but you are concerned about prices? Prices nowadays are simply astronomical, and you need to be able to purchase it low, but in a convenient way. Let me introduce you to the Maxwell Club. The Maxwell's Club will allow you to be able to purchase directly from the manufacturer. The price of Maxwell's Club is only $39.99 a year. You can shop with thousands upon thousands of manufacturers. Finally, you as the consumer have the power to purchase like some of the major companies. As a benefit of membership, you get discounts and perks around the world at places that you shop at. Sign up today. www.maxwells.club.
Do you want to do a podcast? An actual video podcast, but don't have the equipment? Thought it would be impossible? Well, the impossible can become possible. Give us a call today. We can have your podcast on all of the major platforms in less than 3 days. Our staff is standing by to assist you.
In our world, women wear many hats. Whether she's our sister, auntie and mother's, or godmother, she tends to go out of her way to make everyone okay. But who checks on her? Lifetree Women Care Clinic believes in addressing all of women's health issues and preventative care issues to keep you going. Our state-of-the-art facility that can directly address all of a woman's health concerns. The caring staff of the Lifetree is waiting to serve you. Our director says it like this.
My goal is to meet every woman, one woman at a time, right where she is, and let her tell me what she needs so that we can work together to meet those needs.
Every woman deserves the best treatment,
Of that
no matter
much I
what.
know, I'm
We
sure.
promise to treat the whole woman at the Lifetree Women's Care Clinic.
Keep on laughing
Schedule your
at the
appointment today.
rain, I guess. Isn't that the place to start?